go, buddy. What do you think of that? Oh. 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 What do you think of that? Does that feel good? Crazy boy. So what's up, guys? Staying here from Rocky Creek, hanging out here with little man. Got the day off of work today because we got something big being delivered to the homestead today. And, are you getting excited? You excited about what's getting delivered? No, you just gonna eat a frog? Yeah? Oh, you trying to touch the microphone? Yeah? You getting so big. So yeah, so me and little man, we're hanging out here on the back deck. He's got his little water play table thingamabob. So yeah, we're just gonna hang out till these guys are ready to show up here. So that's kind of got me limited on how much I'm gonna get done today, but that's okay. But while we're here on the back deck, let's take you into our little cheap greenhouse that we use here on the deck to get seeds started and show you kind of where we're at with some of these things. All right, so up top here we got the peppers, and only the center row so far has popped up, which I learned last year peppers take a long time, and even once they pop through right here, it'll be a while before they start developing a whole lot. Now my lettuce has been a surprise, the Rocky Top mix. You can see we just started to get a few sprout. They tend to sprout faster than a lot of other stuff. I had them up on this top shelf, and if you notice, you don't get much air, and it's way hotter on this top shelf. So I bumped them down a tier in hopes that maybe a little bit cooler will make it better for that, and that seems to have helped. So hopefully we'll get more of this sprouting here real soon. Down here I started a whole tray of Cherokee purples. I just put those in about 3 days ago, so no shock that I don't see anything there. Same thing here, another tray of tomatoes. We did one row of the same of last year of our world's famous Bremer tomatoes, which is on this back row, and then the two front rows here I think are called Sunrise Bumblebee. They're kind of like a yellowish colored cherry tomato. This is a flower pot that my daughter painted, and she put a couple marigold seeds in there, so this is her little project, so that's coming along. This is we got strawberry watermelon. All 5 of those did well. Market More, we got a whole row of Market More cucumbers, and then the Mexican gherkins, cucumbers as well. They're starting to sprout. All of those have come up as well, so those are coming along. And then up here is our whole tray of sunflowers. Every single one of them have sprouted as well, and they're doing great, so all has been good. The biggest downfall to this type of a greenhouse is that there is no ventilation through it. The only ventilation I get is when I open up this front door, and once it gets to about 80 degrees, I gotta open this thing up because it gets extremely hot in there if I don't. So typically I'll just, if it gets that temperature, I'll raise this up. It's still significantly hotter in there than out here like normal, so it still does its job. But if you end up getting one of these, you can burn your plants up and it can get too hot. You got your shovel? You gonna do some planting? Huh? You gonna plant some? Maybe I'll let you do that bottom tray. No, I don't want you digging up my seeds. I like that you want to get dirty, but I'm not gonna let you dig up my seeds. How'd you get so wet? What'd you do? 2 things that we've learned has been hard to keep him from: new seedlings and things in an incubator. He has learned where the incubator is in our room, and he is obsessed with getting to that incubator and messing with it. So maybe it's a good sign that we're gonna have some future help on our hands. So guys, I'm just gonna watch him. We're gonna hang out until our big arrival shows up, and we'll let you check out what that is as soon as it gets here. Well guys, I got a phone call. The people said that they're on the way. They got to stop and get something, and that was probably about 10 or 15 minutes ago. But we're gonna head down to the driveway to meet them, because the great thing is my house really doesn't show up on GPS. It'll take you right on by. So I kind of like that, because it means I'm at a little hidden gem. But we're gonna go down here and make sure they don't pass us, because I'm not sure they'll be able to turn around to get back if they do pass us. while we're down here waiting, something I never show you guys is our fruit trees. I really never showed you them because we planted them for the first time, well, I think 2 years ago, and they were just itty bitty little things and they really look like sticks in the ground. But they're finally starting to look like trees. We got pears and apples, and I can't wait for the day that they start producing actual fruit. Well guys, they told me they were on the way, and it's been about 35 minutes or so, and now it looks like we're about to get a thunderstorm. It's been thundering and lightning a distance away. It's just now starting to rain kind of lightly, so I'm not sure what's going to happen now. So we're going to have to wait and see, I guess, and hopefully this storm may not last too long. Well, there it is, guys. Huge storm going on already, and they're not here yet, so I really don't know what's going to happen. I looked at the radar, and whatever it is moving really fast, so that's all we can hope for. But they said there was a chance of a strong storm after 1 o'clock, but I didn't know it was going to be like this. Well guys, what was supposed to be a video about something big being delivered here to the homestead has turned into one heck of a storm, and now we don't have power. But what I'm gonna do right now is, instead of focusing on recording, it's only me, little man here, so there's no power, so we're gonna give up on recording for right now. We'll wait and see if these guys do end up showing up, and we'll update you on that. But I'm gonna focus on taking care of him, and we'll see where we end up at here in just shortly. Pretty wicked. The thing's got wheels that pivot underneath it and lets it go 90 degrees. So guys, I was able to give you a couple shots of them trying to get our new building brought in here. Where we had that storm just a couple hours before they brought it, the ground up here was super soft, and as he was trying to back it up, it was trying to slide across the little hill that he had to go up. And it was also putting some ruts in the ground, so instead of trying to film, he actually needed some help getting some spotting and some stuff like that. And I kind of had to help him, yet keep an eye on little man because Mrs. Rocky Creek wasn't home yet. So I couldn't get it all, but it was super cool, the trailer that they had and how it could maneuver this stuff. It's a genius piece of equipment. The gentleman who was installing it was super nice. He was only 19 years old, but probably one of the nicest, hardest working, level-headed young men I think I've ever met. So I couldn't be more happy with the man who delivered it. He made sure everything was perfectly level all the way around, and it only charged me $17 to make sure it was good and level. So I think that was a heck of a deal. So I'm going to take you inside. I'm going to let you check out this building, but it has been several days later. That storm that we had knocked our power out for about right at 2 days. And so during that time, we really couldn't charge a whole lot of stuff. Our main focus was hooking a generator up to our freezer so we didn't lose all of our meat. We did unfortunately have to dump everything out of our refrigerator, so that was a total loss in terms of that stuff, but that's okay. We were able to preserve all of our homegrown raised meats though, so that was a big savings there that we were able to keep that going. And really, other than that, our main focus was to keep our phones and things like that charged, because we did have to be at work. It was during the middle of the work week when that occurred, so trying to get the kids to school and all that stuff with no power, that was our focus. So a couple days later, I'm bringing you here and I'll show you this pretty awesome building that we needed desperately. This is a 16 by 10 with a lofted ceiling, and it has some extra storage inside of it. I was really leaning towards a 10 by 20, but then after I kind of got looking at where we were going to be putting it, I ended up deciding that a 10 by 16 was probably going to be a better fit, so I could get around it easier and to mow, and I think it'll still meet our needs. So the only thing I got in here right now are those gray broiler chicks, which I need to get on grass here within the next day or two, and we're going to go ahead and I'll let you check it out. So of course we got the little locking setup. Oh, there you can see the gray broilers. They're hanging out. It's got these cool locks. They're a lot nicer than those little typical slide ones that you're used to seeing. You can see they're kind of cool. They're spring loaded, and when it comes up it has these pieces right here that holds it up, and it's got grooves. Much better than your standard little slide locks. It's got reinforcements on the doors to help keep it from warping, and you can see this pretty good solid handle right there, which is cool because you can turn it from the inside too if somehow you got yourself locked in. It's got a diamond plating, little, you call it a skid plate, I'm not sure what it, but really keeps it from getting chewed up. And then it also has this coating on the floor that they don't necessarily say it's waterproof, but it's moisture resistant, and so that'll help with that as well. See, these gray broilers are big. We got to get these guys out on grass here extremely soon. So the studs here, I believe they have 14 inches in between the studs, which a lot of buildings in our area were running 16 inches. And so the fact that these were a little bit closer, I felt good about. They have 2 windows on it, and then it's got the storage on this side with a vent, and we got a storage up there with a vent as well. So you can see this is going to be a lot of space, and I wanted the side entry on purpose because I didn't want to have to move a whole lot of stuff out of the way. And my hopes on how we're going to be able to utilize this building is our storage areas up top. I'll use that for storing anything from totes of the kids' old toys, clothes, camping materials, whatever it may be that, you know, just more boxed up or just everyday household items that we need to store somewhere outside of from in the house. And then to one side underneath it, I want this to become all of my animal care and storage needs, such as my extra waterers, pine shavings, cages, the tartar tote that they're being raised in from my brooders. All that stuff I can put right here in this one cut in right here. Luckily I have those storage containers, so I shouldn't have to have any feed in here, but I may have like some grit, some oyster shell, and things like that. And then the other side cut in, I want to try to utilize that for most of my tools. My tool bench, I got big table saws, tile saws. So this will be more my household tools, wrenches, stuff like that. And then this main center area, that's pretty much going to be what you usually use for a standard shed. I'm going to have my gardening and lawn care equipment, such as my John Deere riding mower, my Troy-Bilt tiller, rakes, things like that will take care of this center section. The 2 big items that are going to be here in the center is going to be the mower and the tiller. And the depth of this building at 10 feet should allow me to put those things almost to the wall with plenty of ample space in the front here to get to either side without it being any issue, and should make it very convenient for us. So it used to not be too bad in our garage. I kind of had one half of the building was open and one half of it was for our storage needs, with such as the items that I'm going to be putting in there. But y'all may have noticed in previous videos I have all this stuff boxed up and stacked up. That's actually going to be my brother's. He is actually living all the way out in Taiwan. If you follow us on our social media through Instagram or Facebook, I've actually shared a photo where he was rocking one of our Rocky Creek hats all the way from Taiwan and sent me back that picture. So that's kind of created a significant need for this building, and we really didn't think we were going to be able to do it this soon, but luckily some things have worked out and we've been able to do it a little bit sooner than what we expected. So guys, that's the big addition here to the homestead, and I can't tell you how much this is going to help us out and make some of our life much easier, especially during these spring and summer months. This will allow us to keep our stuff more organized, which I really need to get more organized, and we can take better care of our equipment because I'll have somewhere good to leave that and make sure it's out of the elements. I hope this was interesting to you guys. This is one of those examples where the video did not go exactly the way that I expected because we had a little bit of a curveball thrown at us. But you know, that's life, and anytime you're gonna live like this, really any part of life, and with kids and working and trying to do this kind of stuff or whatever it is, there's always gonna be curveballs, and you can't panic. You gotta find a way to adjust and adapt, and you just gotta keep on trucking along. So we'll bring you along here real soon with us because we got to get these guys on grass real soon. We still got to get the pig shelter and Olivia moving. We got a lot of things we got to try to get done here in about the next 7 days. So I hope this was interesting. I hope everybody's doing well. Y'all take care of each other. Stay positive all the time. Keep pressing forward. And guys, we'll see you here real soon on the next episode. Y'all be good till then. Bye guys.